Hi guys, so my name is Kylie Wilson and today I am here to talk to you about Slides Carnival. So before I kind of dive into this neat little resource, I just want to talk about something that we as teachers know and love. Presentations using Google Slides and PowerPoint. Some teachers have different preferences. Some people like Google Slides better than PowerPoint. Some people like PowerPoint better than Google Slides. Some people have no preference. But regardless, these platforms allow for interactive presentations. You can include text, art, pictures, animation, audio, video. They are versatile, they're easy to use, and for the most part, they are pretty well known. Part of the reason I actually like Google Slides just a little bit better is because it also, in addition to all of that, allows for collaboration. If you have students doing a group assignment and you have a class set of Chromebooks, or your school provides your students each with their individual Chromebook or an iPad, and you give, as a teacher, them time to work in class on these projects, they can all work together on the same exact assignment. And not only that, but it also allows them to discuss what they're working on and hold each other accountable, which is huge. And then depending on how creative you are on your presentation, which is also a neat thing about these platforms, that they allow you to be creative. They can capture students' attention and help keep them interested. And not only that, but it helps students develop this really useful and marketable skill when it comes to working with Google Slides and PowerPoint. Now, as a high school teacher, that's something that I think is super beneficial, but for you elementary school teachers, maybe that's not something super relevant to you guys. But as a teacher, you can use these platforms for so many different reasons. You can use them for review, like flashcards, field trip slideshows, autobiographical scaffolding, interactive book reports, poetry readings, science presentations, etc., etc. And if you have students that, their anxiety doesn't allow them to present their assignment, you can present it for them, or you can present student portfolios. Those are just some examples. Not only that, but these platforms allow information to be presented to the entire class at one time, so it kills multiple birds with one stone. For kinesthetic learners, it provides visuals for further understanding and comprehension. If you're a teacher and let's say you get hypothetically hired into a 10th grade English class, and that's a job that you have for years, and so you have the same curriculum, once you've created a presentation, you can keep using it over and over. You can edit it, you can change it, and then depending on how students responded to the material, you can add things, you can delete things, etc. One thing that I also found really, really useful is that in my master teacher's classroom, when I was completing my student teaching, she had a smartboard. Now, I know not every classroom is going to have a smartboard, but these platforms also allow for annotating and highlighting. When I was teaching, I was either lecturing or providing information, I could just go up there, touch the screen, and highlight something that I was talking about, so that it created an even bigger impact on the information, and students were made even more aware that that was something that they needed to know. But of course, obviously, like if you're using these platforms as strictly a lecture tool, there's going to be a couple downsides. They are teacher-centered mainly if you're using it for lectures. So just, kind of give opportunities for students to engage in the learning, have them discuss with the person next to them or their group mates something that it triggered that you're talking about, like what's the first thing that comes to mind, or how does it connect to what we've already learned. There's kind of a lack of immediate feedback, so if you're lecturing from a presentation, you're not getting feedback on if the students are understanding immediately what you're saying. So maybe create a slide with a couple of questions and have them, again, discuss with their peers, or, you go over it with them and kind of quickly review things you've talked about. Just remember, and this is something that I've learned because I really like to make my presentations visually appealing, just remember that, yes, you can do all that, but the graphics at the end of the day should be engaging and engage the students in the learning and not just simply entertaining. And then these presentations should also help students organize their notes and not just simply be the notes. Have them take notes on inferences that they've made on what you've said. Have them take notes on things that they've heard their peers say. Have them take notes beyond what's simply on the slides. Okay, but back to Slides Carnival. So this is just a cool little resource that I really enjoyed. So I like making my presentations visually appealing. And this is a cool little resource where I can go and download free templates because I kind of get sick of the boring templates that PowerPoint and Google Slides provide. So there's 10 pages of templates that you guys can download. Because this is a presentation or a technology-based master's program, I like to use templates that have technology, kind of integrated into them. So what you do is you click on the template that you want to use. You can scroll down and you can basically just scroll through the slides, see if you would even like using it. I'm going to download it as a Google Slides theme. You guys can download it as a PowerPoint template, whichever you prefer to use. So we're going to do that real quick. And then you're just going to click Make a Copy. It's going to sit there for a second. Oh, or it's not. Okay, so one thing that I found quickly while I talk about this is make sure you change your title because it's just going to say copy of Rodrigo. But make sure you change the title so you know what your presentation is, so you're not going back to Google Slides and thinking, what the heck is this? So this is your presentation slide or your title slide. You can go ahead and change it however you want. That's just an example, and then you can move it all around, etc., etc. One thing that I really like about this resource is that it gives you kind of guidelines on what should be in each slide. And you obviously don't have to use each slide, but it'll give you tips like you want a big impact, use a big image. You can use graphs, you can use diagrams, you can use tables, maps, statistics. Yeah, and it just gives you a lot of different formatting options that maybe you would not have thought of on your own. Because, like I said, again, this master is technology-based, I've used a lot of these slides quite a bit, and you can copy and paste these pictures. We're just going to redo it again on this slide. But you can copy and paste them anywhere into your presentation over here. And then one quick little thing before I head out. These little things here, you can also copy and paste into any slide that you want. So like, let's just, for example, go back to this one. I didn't want to do that. Paste. Cool. So then here it is, and you can change the color. You can rotate it. You can expand upon it, and you can just make it basically whatever you want. This specific template, and not all templates have this, this specific template, because there's all these little pictures here on the side of the slides, you can copy and paste these images onto any slide you want. And that's just really cool. Yeah, so this is just kind of a cool little resource that I enjoy and use to make my projects just a little bit more visually appealing. And then whatever slides you don't end up using, you can go in and delete them, or if you really like how you formatted a slide and you want to continue talking about the same thing on the next slide, but you don't want to change the format, you can duplicate slides. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little resource. Share it if you feel up to it, or keep it to yourself and have your presentations be super original. Thanks guys for listening. Have a great day.